You do not. Tom Petty, it's 8:15, Ethan and Lou, I-95. You want to welcome our special guest?
Joining the show now, he coming to the Ridgefield Playhouse, January the 21st. You can go to ridgefieldplayhouse.org for tickets and information. Comedian Rich Vos. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
It's good. I haven't talked to you guys in so long. This is such a wonderful morning for me.
You're such a miserable son of a bitch. You know that?
Why? I just said how wonderful it is. Why would that make me miserable?
Because Ethan was telling me about yesterday, you two going back and forth. And
I called him. He called me. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to do an interview yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I called him, and he called me back. I said, let me get back to you.
Right.
And then I got back to him, and of course, he said something stupid, which I can't remember, but I was like, really? Could you be this stupid? And not in a bad way.
Right.
Stupid.
Not in a bad way.
And, I would never call him because I'm a big fan of his.
Right.
And anyhow, so here we are today.
Right.
Plugging the Ridgefield Playhouse. So I don't know, maybe it's because I want to fill seats and you guys want to fill time.
Can I tell you?
That's why.
Can I tell you why? How this can be avoided? We eliminate all these middle people. We don't need the 19 people in the middle. We call you. We book the interview. We say, how about this day? You write it down on a napkin and stick it in your pocket, and then you call us.
Well, I agree 100% with that. I don't know if I would write it on a napkin and put it in my pocket and keep it for like a bunch of days in my pocket. I would probably put it on an index card and put it on my bulletin board. But either way, I think, yes, middle people in life are just middle people.
Right.
They're the ones who raise the price on everything. They're the ones who screw everything up. If everybody just dealt direct, like if, when I was buying a car, if I went straight to the plant and got it right at the plant, you know how much money I'd save?
Mm-hmm. That's a good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the putting it on a train or a truck and taxes. So from now on, when I buy even like turkey, I'm going to a turkey farm. I'm not going to the supermarket.
It's a good move.
If I buy like sushi, I'm going straight to the Orient. That's what I'm doing.
Comedian Rich Vos joining the show, playing Ridgefield Playhouse, January the 21st. It's the night of comedy headliners with Rich, Robert Kelly, Pete Corial. I'm embarrassed to say the first time I listened to your podcast was just the other day. I got my new phone and the podcast thing came up. I listened to it. You've been talking about it for a while. It's called My Wife Hates Me. It's good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. You only have 250 episodes to catch up. There's some really good episodes. Like,
thanks for listening.
And the thing with our podcast is we just do it in our dining room. We don't have like prep or we talk. And the fact that we've done 250, that I've already dedicated 250 hours to talking to my wife is amazing. We were driving in New York the other night, right?
Yeah.
And there's this big Victoria's Secret model billboard, right? Mm-hmm. And they're like the hottest models. Like they make like Calvin Klein models look like meth addicts, in my opinion.
Right.
So we're looking, and we drive by, and she says, "I would never want to look like one of them." I go, well, there's a wish you don't have to waste. Okay? Really? You wouldn't want to look like them? Do you think maybe those Victoria's Secret models are sitting in bed watching some B movie on their second bowl of nachos? Do you think so? Huh? Do you think every 30 minutes it's snack break for those Victoria's Secret models? Huh? Huh? You know what snack break for them is? A piece of rice, and then they throw it up.
Comedian Rich Vos joining us. I not only caught up on a couple episodes of your podcast, but I went and listened to Bobby Kelly's podcast, and I learned about something. A bunch of comedians are getting together for these lunches or dinners. It's a lot of guys. It's something, from my understanding, like 30-something guys. Have you been going to any of these? No, they invited me to one of them. I hate going to places where I'm the biggest act there. Because everybody bothers me. And how did you do it? What's going on? What can you do for me? You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind sitting down with
me and Bobby, us three,
Right.
just, to have a nice meal. But there's no reason for me to trudge into New York, sit down with 30 open micers, and eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, plus,
They're not.
In all seriousness, I can't think of a worse experience than sitting with more than 2 comedians at once. I can only take you guys one at a time. It's exhausting.
For real, to tell you the truth, it's fun. I like hanging out with comics. The reason you can't handle it, because you have the creativity of a slug. So you sit there, right? And when you're hanging out with comedians, you can't stop us to read traffic or weather, so you don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
All right? You don't know how to go, hold on, guys. Today it's going to be 42 and rainy. And now to Susan for the traffic.
No.
See, we don't accept that.
No, because it's a nonstop pissing contest. It's like you're just sitting there doing a stupid roast. Like Bobby invited me to one of the barbecues, and I'm not going because he listed off the people who are there. I can only take you one at a time.
When he had him over in the summer?
Yeah.
They're great. A lot of food. Nobody would smash you because no one knows you.
No one can smash me. I'm unsmashable. You understand? You're talking to Whistle's Dingle Dangle over here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If Ethan came, we would show him so much respect because, he was around when Cousin Brucey was 7. So we would. He Cousin Brucey calls him Uncle Ethan. That's how long he's been around.
Now, tell us about the new CD. You got the CD out. It's doing well, right?
Oh, it's called 5, Rich Vos 5. It's on iTunes. It hit the Billboard charts. It was number 5 on the Billboard. And then on some website, the Interrobang, which is a pretty big comedy website, it won Album of the Year for 2016. And there were some pretty good comics on it. Not saying one's better than the next, because they're all pretty good, but I'm the best. And it was number 1, and you can get it on iTunes. I mean, you can get 3 of my CDs on iTunes, Still Empty Inside, 141 IQ. But Rich Vos 5 is the latest, the newest CD on iTunes. And it's only like $5.99.
You don't have to be...
the price down.
You don't have to be so humble. You could be, kinder to yourself.
Well, the thing is...
You need to learn to love you.
That's true. That's true. When I do things with myself, I yell my name. That's how I'm starting to learn how to love me.
What a big
when I'm
surprise,
sitting around the house cleaning or emptying the vacuum, I'll say, love thyself.
So it's a glamorous lifestyle after all these years in the business.
Yeah. How's it going up there? You guys, you've been on the radio for a long time, you two, which is almost impossible for radio.
Yeah, and we'll be together 10 years in August.
That's insane.
Yep.
You went from an untalented basement dweller to an untalented first floor dweller. It's unbelievable.
Like to move up the ladder slowly. Yeah.
How long ago did we do that pilot? Was that over 10 years ago?
We did the TV thing. Oh, yeah, it was probably 12, 13 years ago.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't get the morning show until a couple of years after that. You remember I was behind the scenes here at the radio station when we shot the pilot.
But I've only been with Bonnie for like 13 years, I think.
So it was right around the time you got with Bonnie.
Wow, God, time flies when you're a legend.
Well, let me ask you another question. I didn't know when this was the Patrice ONeal benefit show that you got. Were you a part of that? Or did it not happen yet?
It's I host it every year.
Okay,
and it's I think February 21st.
February 21st. Where is that? Because I want to direct people to that.
I don't know. It's at some theater in New York, February 21st. I'm sure it's already sold out by now.
And you guys give the proceeds to his mother, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
good
and his girl.
Right.
And then this is the 5th one, but it sells out every year.
And who's on this year?
I'm hosting, and there's a bunch of other comics.
Oh, it's all right. I got it here. I got it. Bill Burr, Gary Gulman, Leslie Jones, Robert Kelly, Jim Norton, Keith Robinson, Dan Soder, and Rich Vos. Can you tell Bill Burr next time you see him that he needs to calm down or he's going to give himself a heart attack? I listen to his podcast, too. He really is going to hurt himself.
Oh, yeah, he does rant and get a little upset, doesn't he?
He really does. He really does.
He must have lost his mind after the election.
Yeah, he really did. He really did. All right, so go check out the Rich Vos with Robert Kelly and Pete Coriel. All very funny guys. Tickets only $37. That's a great value at Ridgefield Playhouse. January the 21st at 8 p.m. You get your tickets at ridgefieldplayhouse.org.
I'm telling you, there's not many left. You better get them. This is a 3-headliner show. It's going to be a killer one. And it's going to be get my CD 5 on iTunes. I think for a phoner I held it together again. I think I was pretty good.
You were good.
Yeah, 80% of the time it was pretty good. Yeah.
Hot stuff.
Well, and the other 20% of the time you couldn't take your eyes off that donut. I know what you're going through.
I got to tell you, you're not far off there. He was sawing his chicken wrap over here with he got a giant steak knife right as we called you.
Well, that's good. He's eating chicken wrap. I'd like to see you guys healthy for the new year, and I hope all is well with your families. And I hope we don't have to do this for another 6 months. I pray to the radio gods.
All right.
Rich Vos, thanks, man.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys. Bye.
All right, later. Comedian Rich Vos.
Thanks for having me. I think that was sarcasm.
Go to ridgefieldplayhouse.org for tickets to see Rich, Bobby, and Pete Coriel at the Playhouse.
Miserable human being. 827, Ethan and Lou.